Greetings, my name is Neosekken, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Aoi Shiro. In the last episode, we tried to save Yasumi's body from being sacrificed by her father in this ritual. But when we got to the sacrificial chamber where the ritual was supposed to be carried out, we didn't find Yasumi's father there, but instead we found ourselves face to face with the one-eyed Oni girl that apparently taught Yasumi's family generations ago the ritual in question. But interestingly enough, apparently this girl, who we later came to know as Kohaku, and then before that, in another ending, Kuro-sama, apparently the same Kuro-sama that was mentioned in the legend of Urashima that we were told towards the beginning of this whole LP. She wanted to prevent Yasumi's father from carrying out the ritual for her own ends. Why exactly she wanted to do that, we never got a clear-cut answer. We never got exactly a clear-cut answer for. All that we really needed to know at that point apparently was that, well, she kind of needed us out of the way, even if that meant killing us. So we found ourselves in a deadly confrontation. We tried to fight her off, and we very nearly managed to succeed from escaping from her. But well, no matter what I ended up trying, no matter what different dialogue options I ended up choosing, Shioko and Yasumi would both either end up getting killed at the end of the whole confrontation, or in what I suspect is Yasumi's quote unquote good ending. Shioko ended up getting out of the affair by herself after Yasumi basically sacrificed herself to protect her, while going the extra mile of erasing all memory of herself from Shioko's mind, so she wouldn't have to deal with the grief of failing to live up to so Shoko wouldn't have to live with the grief of failing to keep her promise to Yasumi in order to protect her. But unfortunately, Yasumi kind of failed to erase those memories, I guess, or at least all traces of them from Shioko's heart, because, well, Shioko's mind couldn't remember what was taken from her, but her heart did, and, well, she was left a sobbing mess at the end of what I suspect is Yasumi's good ending. I keep saying suspect because I look at the flowchart, and right at the very end here, we see this one little blip that has a little blue sphere at the end rather than a red sphere. And I know for a fact this has to be one of the endings that I've seen. So, I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to find all the different paths I can take throughout Yasumi's route, however long exactly that's going to end up taking me, and just try to see what I can find this episode. Might be a lot of jump cuts here and there, but I mean, well, that's just kind of normal for me, really. So I guess to start with, I'm going to try to see, well, what exactly this whole branch is about here, because I think there's supposed to be a little diamond that shows a different dialogue option, but I don't know. Anyway, when I get to something new, I will see you then. Well, the good news is I finally figured out how to read this little white line on the flowchart. This basically apparently tracks where I am on the flowchart, my exact position on it, and all that. So every little bit I go forward with the story, I travel further inch by inch on this little light line until I either find a new branch to make a dialogue choice at, or something. Until eventually I just keep going further down, down, and down still, until I eventually start reaching some endings. But speaking of these branches, I find it kind of interesting that there's a bunch of branches that seem to just cut off here all throughout the bottom, and yet I never see any dialogue options that allow me to choose anything else. So I don't know if these cutoff points are just simply for show, so that way that way the whole flowchart would just basically flow to different points if I were, like, for example, let's say I start at this point and I travel all the way down to the end. Like maybe there's like some points on the map or on the chart that would just like end like right here, right next to it, and just, you know, would connect in a way that would connect and show close proximity to one another. Like, I don't think I'm making any goddamn sense right now, but yeah, I'm just going to assume for now at least that maybe these things are just there for show. They don't really mean anything in particular. Otherwise, the only other assumption I can make is maybe there's certain requirements that I still need to do in order to get some additional options to show up on the flowchart. And if that's the case, then that will mean I will have to come back and replay Yasumi's route later on then, I suppose. Again, this is all just speculation on my part. I don't know for sure. I really don't know for sure if there really is anything to these different cutoff points. So I'm just gonna stop rambling, and we're gonna now finally get to a new dialogue option I haven't chosen yet. Basically, rather than deciding to go on over there, what would happen if we just simply leave? Okay, so it's not skipping ahead, so I guess this definitely is new dialogue. Just wanted to double check. Her condition was caused by blood, and might have been thrown off balance by coming near this fated place. Maybe that was the only problem that needed to be solved. Since what's done is done. There was no guarantee that there would be anything that would solve our problems if we went. Would it just be that we would find nothing of use? Would her body return to its normal condition? I might lose something precious to me. If there were no problems with Yasumi going to her father's place, then not letting him know her address was strange. There should have been some benefit to her living in such a faraway dorm as a solitary orphan. There might be some reason. It might just be a misunderstanding. I do not... No. I don't think there's any misunderstandings to be had here. But if that were the case... No, I'm not a wise man. No, you're definitely not a wise man, Shoko. You definitely won't get any argument from me there. This coming from also an unwise man. It's better to avoid danger if possible. This has got to be a translation error. Otherwise, this is just the strangest freaking thing you could have possibly said, Shoko. Assuming this is actually accurate translation. Or maybe she's just using that as, well, analogy? What? Okay. I'm just gonna stop thinking about this before I end up hurting my stupid brain. Another dangerous thing to avoid would be the possibility of the Kenki which Mikiwa went to Urashima to chase. Before that, we had to also consider getting over to the island. The distance to the island was around 5 kilometers. If it were a normal road, it'd only take an hour to cross, but going across the stepping stones was the same as climbing a mountain. Also, it wasn't a hiking course. We'd have to go across rocks that were different in height. Truthfully, even traveling across a one-way might be dangerous.
向こうで次の干潮を待っていたら天気の都合で帰れないかもしれない。
In a short time, a storm would come. That's why.
休み
That's why I decided.
向こうに戻れば今まで通り何ともなくなるかもしれない。はい。
Well, considering the alternative, I think it would probably be the much better outcome. Maybe.
戻っても休みは
Well,
昨
for
日
us
みたいな状
anyway.
態になるかもしれないけど。
Can't say the same will hold true for this island and Urashima. Even then, that's the future we should choose.
翔子先輩がいてくれるんですよね。
Now that'd be the only thing I can do, but just that was enough.
はい、戻りましょう。それに先輩、今の私の家は寮で、今の私の家族はももちゃんたち寮生ですから。
After answering me seriously, she felt concerned for me and gave her usual smile.
そうね。
If we could return to our daily lives along with that smile by my side, I thought it was too greedy to wish for anything more. Perhaps I'd regret not making a different decision at that time. Well, I'm already regretting it considering I very briefly saw Yasumi's eyes vanish. That's never a good sign. Be that as it may, I've still decided. Yep, it be stormin'. And then the storm came. When I woke up on the morning before Kurosama's festival, the storm had come to Neosekken. Sunlight didn't shine through the screen doors, and a sound similar to a roar shook the building and woke me up. Compared to buildings which naturally stand defiant against the wind and rain, Shoshinji was too submissive and swayed and creaked. I do wonder what fate is going to await us now that I'm on this different path. Because I'm positive I'm on a wrong end path at this point, no matter what I do. Unless there are more than one good endings for a character. I mean, I guess those are certainly possible with visual novels, but I think those are kind of rare. Those kinds of VNs. I guess I should more so be focused on, well, what kind of additional lore around the other characters besides Yasumi might I learn along the way? Because I doubt that I'm gonna learn. I doubt that this whole different choice is gonna lead me to nothing but repeated plot points I already know. At first, some screamed in shrill voices, half jokingly, but at the sound of the thick pillars creaking, they also became quiet. You know, I think I'm noticing some screen tearing on some of these range rocklets. During this, Aoi Sensei worked diligently. We boarded the bus she arranged and in the middle of the storm, left Shoshinji. Our backs were to the storm as we traveled on. To a place under a blue and white sky. As we crossed the border of the prefecture, the outside sky was so clear. It's like we were deceived earlier. As the dark clouds thinned, everyone's mood lightened. As the sun peeked through the clouds, full smiles also appeared. It was also for everyone's sake that the training camp was ended early. However, in the sky of my heart, there was just one cloud casting a shadow, and something unseen in my chest swirled. That fragment leaked out from my lips. But someday, my heart would also tighten up just like this clear sky. Oh, what? That's it? We just get a little bit of rain poured on our heads and then boom, we go home? Well, I guess that answers the question of whether or not there are more than one good endings, because this thing just now appeared and it's a blue sphere rather than a red. Anyway, I loaded an even earlier save, and I'm right now here at this point in the flowchart, where I now have the option to either try to call out to Yasumi or try to persuade Migawa from killing Yasumi. Since I chose calling out to Yasumi last time, we're gonna try to persuade Migawa.
右はやめてよ、やめなさいよ。いいや、やめない。こっちもなかなか厄介な状況だからね。かっこ撃破が効くうちに不安要素は消しときたいのよ。休み。さようなら、休み。あんたのご飯は美味しかったよ。それだけで満足できずに鬼になった。自分の体質を恨むんだね。私のことは恨んでくれて構わないけどさ。おさもね。右は
Draw, slice, sheath. I can only watch as those three actions occurred within the blink of an eye. I'm sorry, Yasumi. The Kyuseke, that was called Yasumi's spirit, didn't say any words, but gave a scream of anguish. The air didn't tremble, but still, the mysterious waves made all my hair stand up, though the sound soon lessened and vanished. I saw the body of the sleeping Yasumi jump for one instant, and then it fell down limp.
Yasumi! ちょっと、Yasumi!
Right after she was done, Migawa tapped my shoulder. My body lost its stiffness, and I crumpled to the ground staring from my knee. I crept close to Yasumi. And hugged her. Her body was warm and soft. But just that brought me no relief.
Yasumi!
Her neck couldn't hold up the weight of her head, and it drooped. Her lips touched my neck.
息は
Oh? She's breathing? Her wet, humid breath touched my neck. It was slow and very quiet.
よかった。生きて。もう目を覚ますことはないだろうけど。だって起きないわよ、その子。抜けたまぶいを切ったから、もう戻っては来ないもの。
So we've essentially put her into a permanent coma. Lovely. I couldn't breathe. I could suck air in, but it wouldn't come out. My chest wouldn't let me exhale. My fingers were numb. My lips shook. Though both arms should be holding Yasumi tightly, I didn't think I could put strength into them. I feel awful. Even though she was this warm. She was saying that Yasumi was no longer in here.
あっさり私に切られた以上、中身は元気じゃなかったようね。
Oops, I guess, right? Son of a bitch. I wanted to scream at her for saying such ridiculous words, but I couldn't think of the proper thing to say. My cheeks stiffened, but I couldn't open my mouth. The world reflected in my open eyes became distorted.
それじゃあウサ、初めから期待はしてなかったけど、こっちは本命じゃなかったから。 恨むなら恨みなさいよ。こちとら恨まれてなんぼの商売やってるからね。休み。休み。
The sliding doors opened, and the night air of summer filled the room. It dissipated the weird coldness, which was like a Yuki Ona's breath, that induced a deep sleep in all the team members. The distortion that dripped from my eyes and fell on my hand was warm.
Yes.
My frozen throat moved.
Yasumi!
長先輩うるさいですよ。
Oh dear, this is gonna be a real pain to explain to you guys. And I don't mean pain as in annoying, but pain as in, you know what I mean.
ではワッチがどうしたんですか?
Oh my god, I'm just now registering the fact that Momoko is probably gonna take this harder than anybody else here. Shit. And then, time for us only moved forward. When it had become light outside the screen doors.
Yasumi. Yasumi. ねえ、朝だよ。
長先輩?
Yasumi. Yasumi. なんでこんなことに。
ちょっと、長先輩? 長先輩、ザワッチに何があったんですか?
My shoulder was shaken hard, and the tears that were still in my eyes and in between my eyelids fell down.
休みが幽霊だって。それでミキワが。
Oh dear. I think, even though, if I didn't already know that Mikiwa could hold herself in a fight pretty well, I would pretty much urge somebody at this point to put a bodyguard around Mikiwa at all times, because I'm sure Momoko might have an inkling of revenge in her, of a desire for revenge at this point. Like, I don't know, maybe she's not a vengeful person, but I mean, I wouldn't exactly be surprised if she were that angry with Mikiwa, you know what I mean? And then morning came. One side of the sky was white, and drew the drapes on the curtain of night. The blue sky increased, and opened the curtains on the sleeping stage. But just because morning comes, it doesn't mean everyone is going to wake up. Just because the world is filled with light, it doesn't mean everyone's heart becomes cleared up. Yasumi still hadn't woken up, and I was still in the middle of a bad dream.
外傷はなし、呼吸や脈も安定しておる。ただただこんこんと目を覚ますことなく眠り続けるか。
拾ってきた時のナミちゃんと同じ状況ですね。
そして今のですか。
Huh? Why are you also unconscious? That's odd. Either your spirit is somehow tied to Yasumi's in a way I don't understand, at least as of yet, or maybe Mikiwa also paid you a visit. In the morning where Yasumi didn't wake up, Nami, for some reason, also showed no signs of waking up. Beds lined up side by side. Looking at the two of them, Nami and Yasumi really resembled each other. Nami was really attached to Yasumi, and the two of them looked like close sisters who had both gone to sleep.
右輪が休みの魂を切ったの。
That wouldn't do. I wanted to say it calmly.
そうしたら休みの体がビクッと動いて、それっきり。
I wasn't able to restrain myself in the end.
相沢さんが幽霊だったなんて。ねえ。私だって信じられないです。私、休みちゃんになら少しぐらい元気を分けてあげてもよかったのに。私なんてこんなに無駄に余ってるのに。私から吸い取ってれば、もしかしたら私は吸われたことにも気づかなくって。ザワッチ、私が幽霊退治なんて思いついたから。ザワッチ、今の顔って最初に会った時みたいだよ。私、ザワッチのことを笑わせたくて、笑ってくれるのが嬉しくて、だからもうザワッチのご飯も食べられ。
通夜の席には慣れておるが。
鈴木さん。
Aoi Sensei had a resolute attitude in the middle of this.
縁起でもないこと言わないでください。みんな意味があることかわからないけど、二人を病院に移しましょう。親御さんはいませんから、学院と寮長、それから身元引受人の方にも。
こなたへ来るのもかなたへ行くのも嵐が去った後でしょうな。
休み、こんなに綺麗な顔してるのに。
If the storm lasts for several days, then would Yasumi or Nami's bodies be able to hold out that long? If they're both unconscious, then their bodies aren't getting nutrition. You would need to get them both to a hospital so they could put them on like life support or something in order to get necessary nutrients that their bodies need to stay alive. If the storm lasts for too long, then they might effectively starve to death. Her heart was beating. She was also breathing. But
もう二度と。
even after the storm passes, next up, let's just watch. I guess that's it.
進行上、カーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
Well, okay then. I think bit by bit I'm just gonna keep working my way backwards like I am right now until I eventually get all the way back to the top of the flowchart. So we're pretty much here where we got our three options regarding what we want to do now that we fended off those puppet things. So every single option that I've chosen up till this point had been after I asked for Mikiwa to come help us. So we're now going to try to see what happened, to see all the different choices I have once I choose the other two options. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to return alone this time. I realized a crucial point. I didn't wait for a response. Turning on my heel, I started running back. Just put that on there just in case we see... Just in case we see a new dialogue.
進行上、カーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
Okay, so it's this branch that we're on right now. I understood that Migawa needed to watch over the stepping stones that the waves dashed against. Like how I had something to do, Migawa had her own tasks to complete. It'll be okay. Coming here to ask for Migawa for help wasn't totally in vain. I was able to confirm with my own hands the virtue that Kumaochi held. Since I was able to defeat the small fry Moryu, with Kumaochi in hand, I should be able to manage somehow.
Osa, tomare!
I turned my back on Migawa's shout to stop and ran past the stepping stones. I went past the beach and up the long stairs. I hope that we're not making a mistake by just continuing on rather than listen to Migawa and just stop. And climbed up the dark mountain, which was surrounded by the Sao forest. That scenery wasn't much different than normal, but for some reason, the air felt heavy to me. Just before I put my hand on the metal handle to slide the door open, I reflexively stopped. I felt a presence in the room. There was something in the room. Something had woken up in the room. And now, I noticed that the air around me was unnaturally chilly. I didn't know whether it was just a natural phenomenon or the temperature, but it was cold enough to give me goosebumps. It was chilly. Or perhaps it was better to call it an etherly cold atmosphere, robbing the body of heat and energy that left a sluggish and sleepy feeling in its place. Was this what some called paralysis? It froze the body's core and robbed one's freedom of movement. Was this why Aoi Shiro was feeling poorly? Was this why nobody woke up? It still wasn't a big deal yet. I still hadn't calmed down from the excitement earlier and was hypersensitive. A dull person wouldn't have noticed, though. And even if there was something there, I still had to open the door since everyone was inside. So with a quiet sound, I opened the door and... Someone's pained moans floated through the air. It might have been from someone who had just woken up and found out she couldn't move, though.
Aoi Shiro?
The weak cries of resistance were coming from Aoi Shiro.
Aoi Shiro!
Though I was paralyzed, I could still move my eyes and mouth and other places which were not completely frozen. As a thin sweat, which I couldn't see, formed, I turned my head in that direction.
Nani? Are?
There was some sort of vaguely glowing shape on top of the sleeping Aoi Shiro. Watching it and straining my eyes, I could see it was human-shaped. I recognized that it had the shape of a long-haired young girl. Like I'd heard in the morning, it was transparent. There was no possibility that someone was playing a prank. Like how a movie vampire sucks blood, its mouth was buried in Aoi Shiro's long, thin neck, which peeked out from her pajamas. When I checked this morning, there was not even a mosquito bite-like redness, so there had been no physical penetration by a thing. But its throat was moving as if it were greedily drinking from Aoi Shiro's neck. Aoi Shiro let out feverish moans. Under the pale moonlight, I could see her skin lose its color and turn pale. Something was being drained from Aoi Shiro. It most likely wasn't blood, but spiritual energy, which the eye couldn't see. So a ghost which drained that should be called a Kyuseke instead of a Kyuketsuki vampire. So that's Japanese for vampire, huh? In contrast to Aoi Shiro, who was losing color, the Neosekken was becoming more solid, and I could see it without straining my eyes. What if it became solid enough to have a physical body? I wonder if it would voraciously tear apart Aoi Shiro's thin throat and drain her dry of blood, the fountain of life. As if I would allow that to happen. I wanted to rush in and immediately drive away the Neosekken on top of Aoi Shiro, but my body didn't listen to me, and the short distance was very far away. I put strength into the hand gripping the kumo-uchi, but I didn't expect that much from the miraculous virtue of the wooden sword. Because the source of its virtue, the Tokusaki no Tsubaki, had scattered until there was nothing in front of my eyes. If that was the case, then I had to rely on my own strength to free myself. In order to increase my fighting spirit to the maximum, I slowly took a deep breath. At the same instant that I filled my whole body with strength and yelled. In the palm of my hand, kumo-uchi pulsated. Something raged through my body. That torrent rushed through and shredded the invisible ropes that bound my entire body. The something which went through my body traveled to kumo-uchi, which I was holding in my left hand, leaving me, and dissipated. A sense of lethargy, greater than before, attacked me. As if I had just run a full-out sprint, my heart pumped blood like a broken dam, but I couldn't afford to collapse here. Finally, I regained control of my body.
Ayashiro!
Standing up, I put my left hand on the hilt of kumo-uchi and drew the wooden sword. I held kumo-uchi in a front stance and fixed the point of the sword and my gaze on the Neosekken.
今すぐ3秒以内に綾代から離れなさい。3、2、1。警告はしたわよ。
I gathered my fighting spirit at the same instant I stepped forward. I struck at the body, aiming low to hit the Neosekken. In case I missed, I swung kumo-uchi diagonally so I wouldn't hit Aoi Shiro. I felt a slight impact. I did feel a slight impact, but the mysterious feeling was like hitting thick air, and it was even lighter than water. I absorbed the rush of my blow with the lower half of my body, and jumped back to avoid any counterattack from the Neosekken. More than the definitive feel of an impact, it was dangerous to stay near that foe. Since the Neosekken didn't vanish, it must have had quite a bit of power. Letting out a pained groan, the Neosekken left Aoi Shiro and faced me.
私が3人目の目撃者ってわけだ。なるほど。確かに髪の長い女の子の幽霊は実在したのね。
It was a long-haired ghost girl. To be precise, a Neosekken. But beyond that, nothing was apparent. The long hair flowed down, and the places it didn't cover were half transparent. Faintly glowing, its face was indiscernible. I once again held kumo-uchi in a front stance and carefully kept my distance from it.
あなたは何者？どうして私たちを襲うの？
It didn't answer. The only thing I heard was a hungry, agonizing, revolting moan. And that Neosekken wanted to relieve its hunger. It reached its transparent arm towards me. Using kumo-uchi, I readjusted my front stance and prepared to attack the Neosekken. But Kumoichi's attack had passed through the opponent's body, so the opposite was also true. The Neosekken didn't stop when Kumoichi struck its chest and continued heading for me. You better jump back! Or go sideways. When the tip passed through its chest, I felt resistance, but it wasn't enough to stop the Neosekken, which had no physical body. As the tip went out its back, the Neosekken advanced and reached its pale, transparent, phosphorescent hand towards me. He was already that close. Reflexively, I held Kumoichi into a defensive position, but since I didn't reach it with my attack, it also shouldn't have been able to reach me. I shouldn't receive any contact and it should pass right by me. As the cold arm reached through Kumoichi, it didn't scatter, but maintained its power and attacked my entire body. At the instant when I felt the freezing ethereal atmosphere, atmosphere in my skin. I couldn't tell whether it was hot or cold. It just hurt. The shocking pain from where it touched me spread throughout my body. As if it wanted to receive payment with interest for slicing it, the heat was robbed from my body. You could just keep slicing! Reflexively, my muscles contracted at the dangerous touch on my skin, and I jumped back to keep my distance, but even after that, the blood circulating within me felt like cold sherbet, and my body continued to hurt from the inside. Was the reason my legs were trembling because of the way I staggered when I landed? Was it shivering due to the cold, or due to fear? The thing shaped like a girl in front of my eyes was truly Neosekken, an oni that drained spiritual energy just by touching it. I seemed about to fall since the legs that supported my body had their energy drained and became weak. Then just keep swinging your arms wildly. In contrast, the Neosekken that stole my spiritual energy became more solid, and I could clearly see it now.
これはまずいわね。
Kumoichi wasn't able to give it a fatal wound, and like a bad prank, it only stopped with injuring its spiritual body. There was almost no stopping the injured Neosekken anymore. It might not even stop at the level of Aoi Shiro this morning, whose body was only fatigued. Worst comes to worst, it wouldn't stop with just me and everyone here would.
全員起床！起きて！逃げて！
I yelled in a spirited voice, but no one batted an eyelash and remained asleep under the unnatural, magically induced sleep spell. And that's when my spirited energy ran out. I stumbled over a futon and fell down. It didn't really hurt, but my body didn't have the ability to get up immediately. I'm gonna die, aren't I? And then the solid hand of the Neosekken touched my shoulder, draining spiritual energy. Perhaps it had almost gained a physical form, because its hand didn't pass through my body. It wasn't like the previous attack where my spiritual energy was violently sucked away, but it slowly, gradually began to consume me. The coldness induced by its touch, and even the will to resist, was being drained away along with my energy. I was caught within the grasp of the Neosekken. A cold sigh brushed against my neck. Whether it was because it was more effective to drain energy or not, it leaned towards my exposed neck, not covered by my shirt. Kyoseki put its lips near the largest bloodline lay, beneath thin skin, circulating life right beneath my neck. The cold permeated even my carotid artery and ran up my neck. All the blood vessels in my brain filled with cold and froze my thinking. My consciousness felt as if it were wrapped in a white fog. People who had mishaps in the snowy mountains would finally fall asleep and die. I wonder if it felt like this. If that were the case, then this would not be a Nureona, but a Yukiona, snow woman. I couldn't go to sleep like this. Thinking that, I dug my nails into the palm of my hand, but it was almost to the point where I couldn't feel pain anymore. Lips touched my neck. That soft coldness made the soft hairs there stand on end. Like standing in high altitude or when an injection pierces a blood vein, my body, from knees to thighs to tailbone, trembled. I couldn't tell whether it was because I couldn't gather any strength, or because I had gathered too much. I could hear the soft sound of its throat swallowing, as if it were drinking something. I didn't feel the pain of fangs breaking through my throat, so it shouldn't be drinking blood, but perhaps it had already bitten through the skin, and I just couldn't feel the pain. I wondered if ghosts also needed to breathe, since it removed its face slightly from my neck, and I saw the Kyoseke's eyes peeking out from between its hair. Huh. This face. Maybe I'd been drained of plenty of energy because those eyes didn't have the same frightening presence as when I first saw it. More than that, I felt as if I'd seen that faintly glowing white face somewhere before. My consciousness ended there. What's your reply?
私がここにいる理由は人待ちよ。来た。
A hard sound that was neither the sound of the waves nor the wind made Miko and I hold our breaths. We're gonna finally see them, huh? This person you're chasing. Straining my ears, I could definitely hear at intervals something coming closer. Those weren't the sounds of Amoryu's wet footsteps, but the hard sole of his shoe stepping on the rocks. The sound was now loud enough that I didn't have to strain my ears to hear it. In front of us were the unusually shaped Oni stepping stones, which were exposed during low tide. If someone was coming to this forbidden place at this time, then their target should be the stepping stones. And the footsteps seemed to confirm it. I gave a sharp glance down at Kumoochi, which I was holding. I wonder, is it Kohaku that you're waiting for? Or Kuro-sama, whatever you want to call her. Mikiwa already had her pole in hand and was looking at the rocks that led to the stepping stones. As if saying I shouldn't make a move, she stepped on the road in front of me, exposing her back. For a moment, I felt as if the sound of footsteps got louder. From the shadows of the rocks cast onto the road by the moonlight, the shadow of a person emerged. At the next sound of footsteps, the shadow of the person broke off from the other shadows and appeared, bathed in moonlight.
あれは
You're not Kohaku. I recognize the shadow of the person who came. Wait a minute. I think I've seen parts of that hairstyle before. What's your name? I think I know who you are, but I don't remember your name. The black shirt was worn loose around the width, but it was tight around the length. The hair reached past the shoulders and was casually tied up without much care. Even then, it was beautiful black hair. I knew this person, but there was something different from the person I knew. Okay, Natsu, that was your name. It was Natsuni-san, who didn't appear any different than 8 years ago. So either you got some kind of spiritual curse or whatever going on that's stopped your aging, or maybe you just age gracefully.
どうしたの？満身創痍じゃない。
あなたが誰だか知らないけれど、悪いことは言わないわ。そこをどいて、通しなさい。
That black-garbed person spoke in the way I remember. Natsuni-san said that to Migiwa. At those words, Migiwa's shoulders trembled and she ground her molars.
誰だか知らない。冗談でしょ。
こんな時間に出歩くものじゃないわ。
ふざけるな！
Migiwa's vermilion pulse struck. A silvery light from Migiwa's vermilion pulse struck. A hidden sword. The steel blade was the same color as the moonlight gleamed in it. Migiwa held it in her hand. However, the tip of the sword wasn't gleaming silver, but covered in red. A dark color stained Natsuni-san's black shirt.
右はあなた何を？
鬼退治よ。竜宮城から宝を奪った。鬼を切って捨てただけ。
She really was just going to kill it.
不意打ちは鬼相手の常套手段ってこともあるけど、あまりに腹が立ったから。
夏姉さん。
Then it's not really a surprise attack, is it? Well, never mind, I guess it still can be. Red blood flowed. It flowed like a waterfall. Migiwa's attack was sharp. The tip of the blade moved faster than the eye could see, and a normal person would have been killed.
夏姉さん、大丈夫？夏姉さん。
This definitely isn't normal. Natsuni-san let out a disquieting, low laugh as she slowly stood up.
そうか。鬼切り、この剣を奪い返し。
Natsuni-san waved the sword in her hand. The blade was as white as bone. Beneath the moonlight, it looked slightly alive. Although that sword was white.
何？この。
There was something wrapped around her body. Straining my eyes, I saw it was fog-like. I seen even swallow light and float up from the sword that Natsuni-san drew. You know, this aura looks an awful lot like, why am I forgetting its freaking name? The freaking one-eyed bull demon thing. Unless this is just an aura that's common to many different species of Oni, then yeah, this definitely is remarkable to me, the fact that it looks exactly the same. Straining my eyes, I saw it was fog-like. It seemed to even swallow light and float up from the sword that Natsuni-san drew. This was...
剣の正気。
Okay, so it's from the sword itself, so I guess it is a common aura in terms of appearance.
私はどけと言ったはず。
I couldn't move my body.
どかないならば。
Wait, we're just... it... Huh?
環境設定を保存するけど、それでいい？
Are you kidding me? You're just gonna leave it just right there? What the hell, man? Don't leave me hanging like that. So this Kaya person that we've heard about on and off is the one that stole that sword that Migi was after. Not gonna lie, I certainly wasn't expecting that. Although that just now begs the question. Why did they steal it? Why did they steal the sword, and why are they trying to go to Urishima? It's gotta tie in. It's gotta tie into it's gotta tie into that festival that's being held over there. I'm willing to bet on it. Don't know how, but it can't be a coincidence. And then, of course, I also gotta wonder just the timing of all this exactly. Like, what I mean by that is, okay, actually, you know what, it just kind of ties into, I thought I had a different line of questioning, but I guess I didn't. So let's just keep watch. And just keep watch again. If something had taken a favorable turn during our conversation, Migo moved for an instant, but... If I chased after Migiwa and got far away from here, then that ruined the point of keeping watch. And also, what if? Really, it was just a what if. There was the possibility that I myself was the ghost. Because of the amount of circumstantial evidence, I worried if I was the ghost, so it was better to stay up all night. But what if, as I feared, I was the ghost? I feel like you just asked the same question twice. While I was asleep, did I somehow leave my body, or something beside my body went and attacked people like a sleepwalker? I tightly gripped the thing I was holding in the palm of my hand. It was a virtuous wooden sword that was said to be effective against a ghost, which has no body. Kumoochi. The smooth-fielded wood sword had no wear on it at all. It fit perfectly in my hand and felt familiar. I wondered if the ghost that might be within me were afraid of its mysterious power. Something heavy within its center went past the sweat in the palm of my hand, and I felt as if it were slowly entering me. I breathed out to get that feeling off my chest. It must be my imagination. I'd been gripping so hard my hand was white. I relaxed my hand and the air blowing through the gap swept away the sweat on my palm. If, like it is often said, the sword is a mirror that reflects the heart, then this heavy feeling was me doubting myself. Meaning, I wanted proof that I wasn't a ghost, and wanted a ghost beside me to appear. Careful what you wish for. I didn't think at all about what sort of damage would occur if it actually showed up. I felt something like a stare, and I turned my attention from the inside to outside the room. Don't tell me. It's the ghost! I adjusted my grip on Kumoochi Holding my breath, I searched the room with my eyes, ears, and touch. Hi, Nami. What are you doing here? Are you a sleepwalker? Nami had sat up from her futon at some point, and I met her large blue eyes of my own.
あれナミ、目が覚めた？
Oh wait, you were sleeping here in this room with us, weren't you? Though she couldn't talk, I expected some sort of reaction. However, Nami didn't nod or blink. Like an automated doll, she shook her head from side to side with an unnatural, glassy motion. Her lapis lazuli eyes that forgot to blink looked not towards the ocean at the rear of the temple, but at the mountains. Are you searching for Kuru-sama? A whisper that was like a sigh leaked out.
Nami?
It was as if Nami were possessed by something.
ナミ、どうしたの？
As if the puppet string that didn't allow Nami to even blink were suddenly cut. Her eyelids dropped over sleepy eyes, and she lay back down on the futon.
ナミ。
Her posture while she was sitting up had been stiff, but now she had calm, regular breathing as if nothing had happened.
まったく。
I turned her slender arm a bit to gently cause her to lie down flat, and then readjusted her futon. I wondered how much time had passed in this dark room that was waiting for some strange occurrence, or dawn. My eyes had gotten used to the darkness, and the moonlight flittering through the paper screen doors seemed bright to me. I wonder if the Neosekken is even going to show up. In truth, it wasn't enough to bother anyone sleeping, but it made walking around the room not inconvenient. Of course, the washing out of colors in the thin darkness made it hard to distinguish shapes, though. I heard the sound of gentle breathing, the sal trees rustling, the house creaking, and the far-off sound of the waves. It was a sound that fluctuated with countless harmonious noises, combined within, and couldn't act like the hands of a clock. The second hand of the wall clock ticks 86420 time. 86,420 times in a day, but that was too much detail, and I couldn't grasp how many times it moved. Of course, if I checked the backlight on my cell phone, I could tell the exact time, but time seemed to lag during these quiet hours. If I checked the clock, I might be disappointed. Even if I knew the time, nothing would change. As I interrupted the useless thoughts brought about by my boredom. Oh, I guess it's going to show up after all. I felt as if the temperature in the room had suddenly dropped. Though I didn't know if it had just felt that way, or if some actual physical phenomena had actually lowered the temperature. A feeling of lethargy attacked me at the same time as the cold air that gave me goosebumps. It was different from the sleepy feeling that you get when you don't have enough sleep. It was similar to the tired feeling I got as a kid after taking a swim. If I entrusted myself to the feeling, I might sleep soundly until tomorrow morning. But if I did that, then nothing would get resolved. In the morning, if someone else was attacked, then I'd continue to suspect myself and replay the same troubled thoughts as today. I tapped my cheeks and made a noise. Was this why Aoi Shiro was feeling poorly? Was this why nobody woke up?
曰く霊気は霊気なんだとか。
I heard that when ghosts appeared, they're accompanied by a physical drop in temperature. I raised my voice to fight off the sleepiness and put my hand on the virtuous kumochi made from the tokusaki no tsubaki.
もし本物が出た場合、これが効くといいんだけど。
In order to discern whether something out of the ordinary was really happening or not, I strained my eyes and tried to stand up.
体が。
I should have put strength into my legs and the arms supporting me on the floor, but I couldn't move them. My lips were able to move, though. I moved my lips right and left. It seemed I could still do that. But I couldn't move my body. I wonder if this would be what some call paralysis. It didn't feel like a huge weight was crushing me, but as if I had been fixed in a place by a plaster that had hardened. If I tried to resist, it would drain my stamina. If I didn't want to uselessly resist, it'd be fine to just leave it be and fall asleep. But the paralysis was just the introduction, and something was going to happen from here on out.
幽霊っていると思います？
幽霊？
Though Aoi Shiro's statement wasn't a lie, it might not be the truth either. She might have been drowsy, and even now I was still half in doubt. Though since some strange phenomena had occurred right now, the ghost being the reason for her poor condition was also high. And right now, I was the only one awake, and the only one with Kumochi in hand, who could counter the ghost. Though I was in a condition where I couldn't do anything. I clenched my molars and uttered a groan. And here we go again. Time to count some sheep. It's fine that I was awake in place of Momoko, but as the captain, I couldn't skip out on morning exercises. I should go to sleep. I heard something which caused me to wake up. Good thing that you're a lighter sleeper then, compared to everyone else. Something made me unable to rest and woke me up. I opened my eyes, but I couldn't get out of my futon. I couldn't move my body. It's what it feels like to be paralyzed. Like my eyelids, I could move small parts like my eyes, lips, and tongue, but I couldn't move big body parts like my arms and legs. Since I could move my fingertips, I should have been able to move my entire arm. As I clenched my molars and groaned. I shall not be provoked by you.
残念ね。防具とか持ってきてないの。
Starting with Momoko, those words would inflame some people. But I wasn't childish enough to get angry from just that. Well, it might also be due to the fact that we came all the way here for camp and it was so hot.
私は別に構わないわよ。青タン赤タンコブだらけのボコボコにされても文句言わないし。昨日だったら喜んで肝試しの幽霊役になってあげたのに。ロングヘアのウィッグとかつけて。
She said that in a voice full of conviction.
あのね、右は。私たちは学校の部活で来てるの。たとえ双方合意の上でも他校の生徒相手にそんな真似はできない。っていうか、しちゃいけないわけ。
Even if we had the written consent of a guardian, if something happened, then we couldn't avoid tarnishing our image.
先代部長がちょっとした問題児だったから、あちこちから目をつけられてるわけよ。今回の合宿だって、うちみたいな学校で大会でもないのに遠出してって、かなり無茶な内容だし。オサが決めたんじゃないの？私、 夏休み始まるまでは平部員だったからまだ2年だし。
じゃあその先代部長は？
初アイスの食べ過ぎでインターハイ予選は危険。
初アイス？スイカも食べてました。
Momoko eagerly raised her hand and added on to the list.
アイスとスイカ？新作のドーナツも。
Yasumi reluctantly added even more to the list.
アイスとスイカとドーナツ？
She looked dumbfounded, as if wondering what was going on through that person's mind. Well, clearly they had a sweet tooth.
それで剣道での大学推薦はパ
いや、なるでしょ普通に。
ー。それで夏は受験の天王山、あとは任せた皆さらばって。
素敵な先輩ね。ミギーさんとは気が合いそうですね。
At least she seemed to take it pretty well, all things considered.
いや、私はこれでも意外と常識ある方だし。
Since Mikiwa got along this well with Momoko, she definitely get along with Asuna senpai. Depending on the situation, they might also dislike each other since they're so alike.
っていうか、なんで大会前になんでそんな暴飲暴食を？それはそこにアイスとスイカがあったからとしか。なんでももちが肩身狭そうに一緒に言い訳？ですね、ももちゃんも。
Oh, I see. So you also decide to entertain your sweet tooth, huh, Momoko? She covered up Yasumi's mouth before she could finish. Well, even if she didn't say it, everyone understood.
だって身内の恥は身内にとどめないと。
And it was she herself that had exposed it. I was a little relieved that she was at least embarrassed by that behavior.
はあ、へえ、ふーん。
まあ桃子は試合に出すにはちょっとばかり早かったんだけど、次期主力候補として離れさせておきたかったのよね。
全くもって面目ございません。大会前のコンディション管理は重要って身をもって思い知ったわけだし、失うものばかりじゃなかったんじゃないの？
そうね。
If she learned from this experience, the next year or the year after that.
とりあえず休み。
はい。
私たちが卒業した後の剣道部はあなたの双肩にかかってるかもしれないから気を。
あ、はい。
I believe that an excellent manager held the reins of the team members firmly in her hands.
というわけで。
はいはい、わかったわかりました。
Mikiwa shrugged her shoulders in an exaggerated fashion and headed back to Shoshinji.
ああ、なんか間抜けな話聞かされたせいで微妙にやる気とか抜けまくった。
それは結構。
Break time was almost over. Okay, stop,
鈴木さんはこの後に。
残念ながら時期が時期ですから。
進行上カーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
I think we're down here. Alright. I completely forgotten what the word regret means, so I'm gonna go with this other option. I had to tell him that I made the flowers of the Tokosaki no Tsubaki scatter. But I wondered if it was really my fault. If it wasn't my fault, then it shouldn't be hard to tell him about what happened. But as I was wondering about what to do, the monks started talking to Momoko and Aoi Shiro. They were talking about the weird noise that Momoko heard last night after she saw the ghost.
真夜中にそれこそマタムが鳴くような不気味な音を聞いた方もおるでしょう。あれは島鳴りと呼ばれておる現象でしてな。地元の人間には この時期の風物詩のようなものですわい。九郎様の祭りの時期には必ず嵐が訪れるゆえ、風も相当吹くわけですが。
Aoi Shiro clapped both hands together at this monk's explanation.
おそらく風が吹きつけている方に洞窟のようなものがあるのでは。
お、コーラの瓶に息を吹き込むとなるあれですね。
原理を簡単に説明すると、つまりはそういうことなんじゃ。浦島には相当な数の洞穴が開いており、内部で複雑につながったりしているらしい。そのほとんどは根方さんが管理しておる禁足地にあるそうなんじゃが。
島自体が大きな笛。
祭りの始まる時期を告げる運命のホラ貝というわけじゃな。
Conch shell of fate. I like that. Let's just do morning training now.
まずは走ってきてからね。先生や和尚に相談するとしたら朝ごはんの時にしましょう。うい
Because exercise is important, yo! Aoi Shiro agreed. She took off her pajamas and changed into normal clothes. Or not, she started putting on her dougi and hakama. The normally gallant and elegant white dougi and white hakama gave me a bit of an ominous impression.
ちょっと怪しろ。何着替えてるのよ。
あまり病人扱いされても困ってしまいますし。
She tied her belt and patted her waist, standing up straight.
昨日も昼や夜は普通にしていましたから、気分的な問題かもしれませんし。
無理はしないでよね。
大丈夫です。きつくなったら途中で抜けさせてもらいますから。
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
正常ファイファイファイ
Like yesterday, we shouted at appropriate intervals to raise our fighting spirit as we went on our morning run by the beach. Yesterday, the first day, the unfamiliar feel of running on sand was troublesome, but on the second day, I sort of got the knack to it. Besides Momoko and me, there also seemed to be quite a few people who got the hang of it and could talk while running. However, the wind was stronger today, and the ocean breeze made our pants flutter. In addition, a low, eerie noise could be heard.
これです、この音。私が聞いたのこの音です。そうね。この音ね。
Definitely sounds like wind in a cave. Yesterday's sound was different from the one I heard now, and I had a peculiar force to it. But that may have just been because the night made my hearing more sensitive. And in addition, there weren't any other noises besides the waves and the sound of the wind.
汽笛に近い音でしょうか。
私は牛の化け物に聞こえたわけですけど、やっぱり浦島の方から聞こえるでしょ。
Aoi Shiro was silent for a while. I thought she was feeling bad, so I slowed my pace to be next to her. She quirked her eyebrow and said this.
翔子さん、この音、風が吹くのと同期していませんか？
If the wind blew for a longer time, then the sound also lasted a longer time. If the wind blew stronger, then the sound was also stronger. If you understood that point, then the answer might have been simple.
これ風の音なんですか？
多分風が吹いてくる沖側の方に洞窟があるんじゃないでしょうか。
島全体が笛みたいなもの。
The conch shell of fate.
確かに強い風が吹いたらボロっちいお寺はガタガタピシピシ言いますよね。いやー、怖がって損しました。 桃子も見たっていう髪の長い女の子の幽霊だけは説明ついてないんだけどね。
案外障子の向こう側にちょうど人に似た影を作る木の枝があるとか。
I didn't feel like there was anything past the window screens that would create a shadow, though. Aoi Shiro was rather good at rationalizing everything. And now we're all the way towards the very
進
top
行
of
状
the
態の把
flowchart.
握。カーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
So our first real choice. Looking at the flowchart, I'm assuming that if I choose the other answer rather than remembering the red Tsubaki, it'll just loop right back to loop right back to that little spot on
進
the
行
chart.
状カーソルを合わせると
No,
章
just
題が
go
表
right
示さ
here,
れる
and
わ
then I
よ。
just have to make a choice a little after this point. So let's see what happens when I select this one. Urged by Momoko, I looked at the summer Tsubaki in the courtyard. The shape and color of the flowers jogged my memory. Using the metaphor of the future being the sky and the past being the ocean, the surface of the water represents the present. The farther it gets, the harder it is to reach it. To begin with, you can't reach the sky, but I sink into the ocean of memory. The more I dive, the darker it gets. The water's weight hinders my movement. That's not all. My ocean of memory has no oxygen. It's not an area I can freely enter and view. I'm stopped at the boundary. I try to focus my thoughts to look past the wavering waves of memory, but it's hazy.
長い階段とお寺。それから白い花にも見覚えがあるような気がするんだけど。
That's as long as my breath would take me.
それ以上は覚えてないから。
お寺参りなんて珍しい出来事ですから。
そうでもないわよ。
ないんですか？
あきこさん、おばあちゃんが旅行好きだったから小さい頃はあちこち連れ回されたのよ。
おばあ様と旅行三昧ですか。それはちょっと羨ましいですね。
基本は寺社とか温泉とか、それも有名観光地を外した通好みなところばっかりだったけどね。
子供が喜ぶ場所じゃないですよね。それでもいい思い出でしょ。
確かにね。私とあきこさんと。
I sunk once again.
そうそう、お寺や神社やその手の場所ってお年寄りの旅行先ではベストナインかには必ず食い込む人気スポットだと思うんですけど、お嬢さんは別としてご老体にあの長い階段は不親切極まりないと思うんですよね。言われてみれば確かにそうですね。
I'm fine. At that time, Akiko-san already.
お年を召した方だけでなく小さな子供にもきついですよね。
True, true. I was still small, so I was completely tired, going up the long stairs. The aisle talk made a little air bubble float up from that sealed area.
翔ちゃん、もう登れない？
The hand that reached toward me was not Akiko-san's wrinkled hand.
なっちゃ。なっちゃんって誰？
Don't you know that it's impolite to get close to people who are lost deeply in thought, Migiwa? That voice beside my ear caused me to turn around. Close to me was Kian Migiwa. I swallowed. My heart constricted. For a moment, a chill ran down my back. My heart started again, bringing oxygen-enriched blood back to my body after a second's delay.
ねえねえ、おさおさ、なっちゃんって誰？
My palm was on my face to draw away the heat, blocking my vision.
キアンさんには関係ない人よ。
へえ、そうなんだ。
You know, I don't remember. Did I ever see you make that expression before, Yasumi? I feel like this is the first time I've seen you wear it, and I gotta say, it's kind of endearing.
私の親戚、お母さんのいとこだもの。
Akiko-san's younger brother's daughter. So your mother's cousin, huh? To me, she was something like a female cousin. Did I come with Nat-chan, Natsuni-san, to this temple? Going to such a faraway place, and also going with Akiko-san, who liked traveling. Didn't Sensei also say it? Wait a minute. Ah, never mind. I thought I connected the dots to something, but I don't think I did. It wasn't unusual for a temple to have summer tsubaki. But even still, wasn't it unusual for a temple to have only summer tsubaki? And this many? The monk pondered as he watched me in Migiwa. He rubbed his beard and stuck his hands in his sleeves again.
まあ、一期一会と言いますように、今日この時の出会いを大切にするのが良いでしょう。それではお嬢さん方、案内しましょう。
You know what?
そうきたか。
I think I'm gonna now try this skip scene feature.
進行カーソルを合わせると章台が表示されるわよ。
It's a hell of a lot better than just skipping. Let's see. So, helping you with the
進
kitchen,
行上カーソルを合わせると章台が表示されるわよ。
which led me down to all this stuff. So, you know what? Why don't I help with the kitchen?
誰でもいいならスキップ
This
よりも
scene.
進行上カーソルを合わせると章台が表示されるわよ。
Okay, we're right here. Did I inquire with you about your other family?
ついでだからぶしつけに
No,
聞
I
くけど
didn't.
他に家族は
Why did I ask that? I asked even when she said she was from a single mother even when she said she was from a single mother household. It hasn't been even been a year since her mother passed away. I didn't want to hurt Yasumi, but why? What was I thinking? I felt guilty and wanted to revoke my words and pretend I said nothing. I wanted to say that, but I wasn't that brave. As I was thinking that, I had a moment of hesitation and...
お父さんとお姉ちゃんがいました。まだ私が小さかった頃にいなくなっちゃいましたけど。
She said that with a bit of a lonely smile. Jeez, what kind of person was I?
休み
A thoughtless
一
one.
人っ子じゃなかったんだ。
一人っ子みたいなものでしたけど。先輩は最近の一人っ子っぽくはないですよね。
おばあちゃん子でおじいちゃん子だから最近のっていうのは無理ね。
I acknowledged it myself, but I was often made fun of for my old person-like interests. And also,
それに私にも姉さんみたいな人がいたから。
Not-chan. No, Natsuni-san. To my grandmother, she was her niece, her younger brother's daughter. To my mother, she was a cousin with a large age gap. Her relationship with me was like a cousin.
それって成美選手のことですか？
I would like to know why the feeling isn't mutual, though, between you two, going by at least present times, because when I ran into you, you didn't seem all that hesitant with cutting me down, I suppose. I'm assuming that's what happened. I don't know for sure, because, you know, that one particular ending just cut off right then and there.
え？
So it just makes me wonder. Just on top of everything else I questioned earlier, what exactly changed with you that would make you even want to attack Shioko? If I had to guess, it probably has something to do with that sword. Maybe she's possessed or something by it? I was surprised she named that person. But it seemed Yasumi was thinking about the right person.
剣道特練の飛車。
Knowing her alias, she cutely cocked her head to the side. Like the prize attacking pieces in shogi, Natsuni-san's sword was strong, straight, and fast. It was natural for me to know her name, since I watched her closely and admired her more than anyone, but...
よく知ってたわね、そんなことを。
I didn't expect to hear that name from someone who only knew about kendo for less than half a year.
何しろ女子剣道で日本一だった人ですからね。マネージャーとしてそのぐらいは。
Yasumi coughed and puffed out her chest, as if it were natural to know that.
本当は他の先輩の話を聞いて成美選手に興味を持ったわけですけど。
She stuck the tip of her tongue out.
雑誌で写真も見ましたけど、綺麗な方ですよね。雑誌でって。
Of course she was in magazines, but...
それ何年前の雑誌よ。日本一になった時の記事ですから、8年前のバックナンバーだったかな。わざわざ探して読んだわけ？そんなことしてないです。マネージャーになった時、古本屋さんでまとめ買いして。8年も前の号から読んだりしたわけ？さすがに精読はしてないですよ。興味があるところだけパラパラと。目を通すのよりも古本屋さんから運ぶのが大変でした。
Yasumi didn't have much stamina, and her arm strength was below average. I pictured Momoko helping out. Okay.
じゃあ仏教は用語辞典よ。進行スキップよりも早いわ。
Scene.
ところでこんなところを合宿。
ここにはいない別の誰かです。
Hmm.
用語辞典よ。
Okay, I guess this is new. Alright.
部長、先代部長ですね。葵先生は確実に噛んでますけど。
葵先生、浦島の九郎様の祭りに興味津々だったわよね。そっち方面にえらく詳しいみたいだったし。
あれは昔かららしいですよ。
そうなの？わざわざこの時期を狙ってくるから。って世間一般じゃ夏休みなのか。
世間一般って右輪さんは違うのですか？
私んちは家業がね。
I didn't really understand, but since she was staying a while at Shoshinji, her family might be in a special trade. Maybe she was trying to change something at the temple. It could be some situation like that.
そういえばさ、
Migo has stared at me and quirked her eyebrow.
正常って強いの？弱いの？
She suddenly jumped to a different topic.
なんで？
わざわざこんな遠くまで合宿に来てたりするわけだし、その割にはのんびりしすぎのように見えるし。
ああ、今回のはね。いわゆる強化合宿ではないですね。地元の学校との試合なども予定にありませんし。試合をしようにも防具を持ってきていません。
練習する気ないわけね。
素振りとかの基礎はするけどね。
へえ、 それなら素人が端に混じってもそんなに問題なさそうね。興味ある？まあ少しは。長の立ち居振る舞い見る限り弱いようには見えないけど。
個人差あります。バラバラです。私は高校デビューの素人ですし。私は本番というか試合に弱いタイプですね。
It might not have helped. It might not have helped. So Aoi Shiro gave a weak smile.
そこさえ克服すれ
Oh,
ば、
hey, at least you're
綾
trying,
代は
Aya.
結構いいところまで行くのに。姫さん歩き方とか綺麗だしね。
お母様が日部の家の出身なので。
ヒュー、さすがお嬢様学校。ま、部を極めると部に至るとか言うわけだし、逆もしかりというわけね。進行上、カーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
Okay, we're now here again.
スキップより進行上とカーソルを合わせると章題が表示されるわよ。
You know what? I think I'll just see the scene play out with the other option that I haven't chosen, and then just bring this episode to an end. So, what's wrong, Yasumi? It wasn't a time to be standing around, but
どうしてちゃんが。
休み？
I was concerned about Yasumi because she didn't move. I had also been bewitched by the unreal scene, but her behavior was off. She liked reading and was the type to sympathize and cry when reading stories, but it was like she had lost her soul as she stood there stiff and unmoving.
休み？
I was transfixed by her and worried she might become like a sleeping doll in the ocean since she didn't move at all.
休み？
I grabbed her shoulders and shook her head. Was it in the unknown situation? I was surprised by my loud voice and forceful action.
ちょっと休み。あなたこそ大丈夫なの？
You recognize her, don't you?
翔子先輩？
休み、やっぱり具合悪いんじゃないの？
Or maybe you were under some kind of spell. She didn't have a lot of stamina to begin with. We had a long trip. She cooked food in an unfamiliar place, had a long bath, and games. She must have used a lot of energy.
ここは私に任せて。あなたは先にお寺にも。
先輩、ちょっとすいません。
Yasumi was surely looking in the distance. She didn't wait for me and suddenly ran towards the sea. She kicked over the waves that tried to grab her feet. Yasumi didn't care that her pajamas got wet from the spray and kneeled next to the girl in the ocean, trying to pick her up. Yasumi couldn't even do a push-up, but for a moment I saw the girl's face. She looked 12 or 13. Even Yasumi's thin arms could lift the soaked girl halfway up. She put her ear near the girl's nose and mouth. Yasumi's face stiffened.
生きてます。
She seemed about to cry, but was now ecstatic.
じゃあ、ちょっと待って。
先輩、今そっちに連れて行くんで。
だから、そこでおとなしく待ってなさい。
Yasumi didn't wait and lent her shoulder to the girl to try and help her stand. This time she didn't have the strength and fell down, soaking her entire body.
まったく、少しは適材適所とか考えなさいよね。その子、生きてる？
はい、ちゃんと生きてます。
そう。
sleeping girl wasn't affected by the rough treatment at all and kept sleeping soundly.
じゃあその子は私が運ぶから。
Taking off my shoes, I head into the ocean where Yasumi and the girl were, leaving footprints in the sand.
ひとまずお寺に連れて帰りましょう。
I went in the ocean past the ever-changing boundary between sea and land. The splash of water was colder than I'd imagined.
よ
I took the girl from Yasumi. Her body was chilling and stole my body heat. Yasumi must be cold, too. Her puffed sleeves, which had lost their shape, and her arms were soaked.
帰ったらお風呂ね。このままだと風邪ひくわ。はい。お寺24時間風呂でよかったわね。はい。
It looks like there's still a little more extra stuff left, but all the same, I think I'm going to just go ahead and cut things off here, and we can finish looking at what's left over next time. And I think by the time I finally get through every scene, and I think shortly into the next episode, I will have gone through just about everything I can probably get with Yasumi's route. So maybe after that, we can try to see if we can find another route to go down. Actually, wait, no. There's still some other stuff further down the road I think I still need to check into. Well, either way, I'll figure out everything I need to do next time. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this latest episode of Aoi Shiro. If you did and you want to see more content from me, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all next time. Take care.